Welcome back to Nicole and Anjali, the podcast where we pretend we have it all figured out, and then we spend the next hour proving we absolutely don't. Let's talk. Today's podcast is about chapter 2 of Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. We are continuing from our chapter 1. We did two parts of chapter 1 where we really enjoyed talking about it. So, Nicole, how are you today? Lovely to have you back today. Again, let's say, what day is today?
If it's Friday, we know which day it is. It's podcast
Podcast
day.
day. All right. We can't wait for you to join us in our conversation with on chapter 2. Anthony Robbins goes deeper inside the thoughts of how do you manifest the power? How do you manifest what you want? So, to start chapter 2, I love this quote that he gives. I'm going to read it out from the book, which is in front of me right now. Again, this is the Anthony Robbins Unlimited Power book, which is in front of
We
me.
are not getting paid for that, just for everyone to know.
Right.
Love it. We just love the book.
It says it's a funny thing about life. If you refuse to accept anything but the best, you very often get it. It's beautiful. I think it's true also. Like you, when you refuse to accept what is not meant for you, you can't just accept it. You have to wait for the moment, wait for the timing to accept something that that you know that is meant for you.
I get your point because he's we are discussing about this book and he's like making it very clear and very even though he can repeat the same idea multiple times throughout the book. But he does every time I read, I'm like as if I'm listening with with more and more understanding. Um, so yes, I know what you meant. For those that are just seeing our podcast for the first time, he's
Yeah,
defining
for
success
those people.
as an ongoing trial and a constant awareness of who you are, where do you want to go, like in terms of success, where do you want to reach, what's your goal, and have this daily awareness. And he was speaking also like in chapter 2, an expression that we really loved, me and Anjali, about acuity, the mental acuity. Like what we understood was that, okay, you have a goal, you know who you are, you know what you want. To follow, like don't just put a goal and wait for it to happen. So he's giving a lot of strategies and he's giving a lot of insight and he's encouraging everyone to follow their dreams, no matter how big or how small. So this was chapter 1, and in chapter 2, he's continuing with. I think he named it the difference that makes the difference, right?
For me, it
Yeah,
just like it really, hovered over me. Like, wow, the difference that makes the
that
difference.
makes the difference.
Now, what is the
Because
difference that he discusses here? Nicole, if you don't
yes,
mind, could you get deeper into it, dive into it?
yeah, he's like in this chapter. I think he's exploring why some people succeed despite huge obstacles um, and they still they still continue their life, they still know who they are, they still know what they want, and they still go for it. So he's making a parallel between two successful people, but he's trying to highlight here why one managed to to get over. Like he went into this guy called Mitchell, I guess, William Mitchell, something like that, W. Mitchell. So I believe he meant William. That he went through two accidents, and one even left him paralyzed from half, like lower body paralyzed,
Right.
and he still did his best, and he was still becoming a millionaire. Really, what he's trying to say is that success comes from how you respond, not what happens to you.
Yeah. I agree
Yeah,
with you. I agree with you. He says the one that I highlighted when you spoke about W. Mitchell is
yeah,
he says he mastered his communication with himself. in this book, in the English version, it says he
Oh,
mastered,
yes.
and that's the one
The
that
internal
I
communication that he was.
again, we are coming back to a communication. I think this book, not I think, this book is actually solely made on how do you communicate yourself. This is what
Yeah.
I believe, that he wants you to change the communication with yourself, like how we do
Yeah.
affirmations, these types of things. So
Yes.
it says here, he mastered his communication with himself when his body's senses sent him signals that in the past he had interpreted as pain, as limitation, as exhaustion. He simply relabeled that their meaning and continued to communicate to his nervous system in a way that
I
kept
like that.
running.
Nervous system, and you tell the nervous system what to expect, what to do, right? Like maybe it will limit you, okay? It will put just some limitations because this is what you. I mean, this is what I understand. This is what you, with your brain, with your mindset, are um, transmitting to your nervous
Signal.
system.
Correct.
What you signal to, I like that. What you signal to your nervous system. Yes, was really interesting.
Um, so he also uses NLP in the book, the
Ah,
journal
yes, he's bringing ideas from neuro linguistic programming.
programming. So
Yes.
it's very beautiful. So he explains about when people speak with themselves good things, they are able to change even their body function.
Oh, yes, yes. He's talking about the
I think
physiology,
that is
the
miraculous. So in the beginning, obviously, when you start doing this
exercise.
activity, exercise, you will not believe in it. But when you keep on going, when you keep telling yourself, and it becomes like a normal routine to yourself, your body will start believing. Like when we were kids, we our neuro pathway is done by our parents in the beginning from the age of 0 to 7. This is what
Really.
I've heard from Bob Proctor. Our programming is done from the age of 0 to 7. When you do something, how your parents react to you, how they make
We
you
learn
go.
by mimicking, right?
Yeah, we
Actually,
learn
that's a
by
good
mimicking our
example
parents.
how early in life we start doing that.
Yeah,
Because he's encouraging this. He's encouraging observing high performers, highly successful people, right? He's encouraging us to observe them, observe what are their beliefs, how do they do things, what's their routine. And he says, like, don't think of modeling something um, building something from scratch. It's good enough that you just copy a model that you like. Let's say you want a business, a successful business, and you have no clue what to do. He's strongly
mhm,
encouraging that you can simply do that, like
yeah.
just copy a model and learn about maybe that business owner.
When you start mimicking, when you be surrounded by people who are where you people who you think you can mimic, people who you think worth mimicking, then that's where
I mean, he gave an example, if you remember, I'm not sure you remember, he gave an example of Spielberg, right?
like yeah,
Spielberg, when he was
yeah,
17,
yes,
I mean, this is what the book says. This is what Tony Robbins says.
yeah, in
That
the
he
past
literally
about
moved himself in a van in the production camp or
yeah,
whatever you call it, where the film was like being produced,
produced.
right? And he literally stayed there, like around them, and he even pretended that he knows what he's doing.
That he knew what he's doing. Like sometimes pretending it's good.
Even science, and there are studies, or maybe some research showing that this is true. Like for a new habit to form, or for a um, mindset to establish, to settle, you need a certain timing period of time.
Mindfully telling yourself that yes, I want to do this, I want to do it for 21 days, because after that 21 days, as researchers have said, 21 days is where you can change your whole mindset and you can change your habit from there.
And
And
maybe it
one
is really your nervous system, right? Like doing the job in the background.
yeah, subconsciously, exactly. Like you don't even know that it's doing that. And then to come back to that subconsciously changing your mind, the program that we just mentioned earlier, NLP, is neuro linguistic programming. This is what he wants to talk about. He actually, this chapter is a lot about what he speaks about NLP. He gives a few examples also here and there, and he mentions that neuro linguistic program means channeling you are you are channeling your nervous system. You are studying how language, both verbal and non-verbal, affects the nervous system, which
Yeah,
is which is currently in our society where you're staying and where I'm staying, there is NLP programming where you get into the program, and I think it's some days program where
I heard about it like very long time ago. I was pretty young
I
when I
I
heard
have
about
had
that.
people. Oh yeah, sorry to cut you. Say that.
No,
Continue.
no. No, maybe there is a small delay in the recording. No, I was saying like I was pretty young when I first heard about this NLP.
So I know a few people, at least I know two people who have gotten certification for this NLP. They have changed. They basically what it doesn't matter how old you are. Also, you can go start at the young age of 16, or you can go till the age of maybe 60 or 70. It doesn't. They don't have like a age group, age range that you can start, because it's something that is we are constantly communicating with ourselves, even though we don't know our body. You feel tired, you feel you want to rest. You don't tell your body, okay, I feel tired. You're not robotic. You're not like, okay, I feel tired, I'm gonna rest. No, I'm tired, I want to go and sleep, I want to rest on the bed. It's all in your nervous system. It's all already uh, programmed.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's
yes,
how this word programming comes, means you are learning how to change your neuron through verbal or non-verbal.
yes. Yes, I like this. I even highlighted this concept of emotional state, because he's like also again he's clarifying the difference between high successful people and people that are just barely surviving. Because also here it says, I'm translating from I'm reading this book in Romanian, so I'm just translating mot.
Okay.
We all have the same neurologic um,
Okay.
um, characteristics. Like we all possess like a mind, a brain. So I think this is what he meant, like a body,
Hmm.
uh, but which means literally anyone in the world can be successful, okay, can succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and if anyone that you really admire or you look at uh, as high performers, if they can do it, then you can do it. Like
Yeah.
it's not as if you are born, I don't know. I cannot really give an example, but I kind of get it, like what he meant. Like, but speaking about emotional states and mindsets, did you ever have like a situation where maybe life pushed you to change your mindset, or like, because I was thinking for myself now and I thought of asking you, um, like you really needed to do a shift in your emotional state, let's put it that way.
Yes. I mean, there are a few instances in my life where I felt that
Oh,
I,
so more than one. You can, okay, nice.
yeah, but it did not come in a moment. It did not like I did not have that emotion and I told myself I'm going to change tomorrow. No, it did not happen like in a second or in a moment. It happened in like a realization. The whole scenario was I was 15 or 14 years old. My father goes to yoga. So at that point of time, at the age of 15, he told me, come follow me to yoga class. Then I told myself, no, these are all old people. Why would I want to join in a class of old
Okay.
people? They're all like senior people, 40, 50 above. No, I'm not going. That time, yoga was not at all famous. Like, you don't see any youngsters, people doing yoga. So there I was in a class. I was the only young person. All the other people were senior to me, at least my dad's age. I'm going to find a corner to myself and sit there with my mat. And then the teacher goes around and she was teaching yoga, so she was asking us to do asanas and everything. And she made us go into this one pose. which I was not prepared for. My body was not prepared for, and of course, my mind was not prepared for. I'm like, this is new to me, so I was not prepared to do that pose. She pushed me into that pose. I ended up having back pain, like severe back pain, as in it took me at least 5 to 6 months to cure it, like until I
Oh,
couldn't feel any pain in the back. So that was an instant where I felt that emotional. I'm like, okay, how come these people can do it? How come I cannot do it? And I'm younger than them. That realization that made me feel that okay, they are older to me. My father is older to me. This came very easy for him. How come it's not easy for me? Then I realized that it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because first your body is not used to it. Your mind is not signaling to your body that this is comfortable to you. Your mind is always at fight or flight. So at that point of time, I was in a fight moment. Like I'm not going to do this. But again, she was pushing me to it, and that's
wow.
why I got injured. And I for 5 to 6 months, I was really, really like I couldn't even sit properly. Like I preferred lying down than sitting down. So it
You're
took me
serious.
5 to 6 months to recover. And after that, I told myself, you know what? Let's get into yoga. Let's see what it is. And it wasn't it
Despite
wasn't directly.
the
Yeah.
incident.
So it wasn't directly. It was like slowly at a pace. And then I see
And now
yoga.
she's a yoga instructor, everyone. In case
Yeah,
people
I'm
are
so happy
listening, guys.
to say that I am a yoga instructor, and now I know now in my mind I know how do I deal with a person who's new and how do I deal with a person who's old. I can't force them into it.
I will link what you said, like very interesting story. Actually, thinking about it, I think you might have mentioned to me previously, like when we used to to meet face to face. Now me and Anjali are far from each other, but we still
Yeah.
we still decided to keep in touch and to keep our connection alive.
Yes,
That's
without any
we
efforts, it just happened.
a little bit we will like off topic now, but we like to share a little bit since we are sharing indirectly our life stories because okay, we link this book with our life experiences, with our stories. So Anjali, I really like I would love to remember this, and you'll remember with me. Me and Anjali used to live in the same building.
Building
We're talking about Dubai, a 32 floor building,
32
even
floor
two
building
sides like elevator. So I was on the one side of the building, Anjali was on the other side. So even we're not using the same elevators because there were
elevator.
like how many? I don't know, 8 elevators, something like that, six,
Yeah.
seven elevators. So life really, I think, decided to bring us back because we randomly used to meet like a lot, just like that.
Do you remember where we used to meet?
Mostly when we're going to the park,
Park.
like we're
Yeah.
going for the yoga, and I was taking my son out. But so many times, like when life really wants to bring you together, it will bring you together. Because I realized that most of the neighbors from the other side of the building, maybe all like 98% of the, I never encountered, I never saw them. But
I
I
don't.
used to see them often for some
Yeah.
reason.
I don't know. It's not like in one day we met. I think we just got used to having in each other's presence.
Randomly crossing our paths, like
Paths.
our.
Yeah. And I don't know how did we even meet? How did we even start hanging out? I
Remember
think.
to go back to the book and to a few steps that he was mentioning that can lead us to success. He was saying like these natural desires, like each Tony Robbins in the Unlimited Power book, the one that we're reading, he said that we all have this natural instinct or natural desire to form meaningful bonds with people, obviously.
Wow. Wow. How meaningful.
Meaningful bonds.
Hmm.
So yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe we all have that, but we have to resonate with certain situations or people. We cannot just. Even though I was mentioning and I was telling Anjali in our last podcast that I'm really like sociable. I can just uh, be
Yeah, you
anywhere.
can just be anywhere in a long
Well,
queue and you can speak to anyone. Going up to a random person and what do you ask for a help or what do you do like in
I
that
mean,
situation?
no, no, no. I mean, okay, because
Yeah.
I never really thought because for me it's not like I'm thinking before. I'm just I just feel like making what works best. Actually, a friend of mine from here, from Romania, was sharing that with me. She said she's trying to master the, and you also like said it to me a few times. I think you also like this idea, and you're like, and then it's also an interesting topic to think about, to talk about, complimenting people, but genuinely complimenting people. So let's say we are by the elevator waiting for your, and you notice, I mean, ideally, you notice something in a lady because otherwise men might take them.
That's
But
true. Oh
but
my
I think
God. I have a
you
question. I
can
have a story to that. You continue, but I have a story to that.
okay. But I think you can notice. I think this is the easiest way if you really want to practice just speaking to strangers or to random people to
Yeah.
see how it feels. Just notice something nice and just say it. Oh, cute dress, by the way. Or um, by the way, it happened to me when in our building.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it felt weird, but nice, you
Like
know?
somebody complimenting you.
Yeah, this lady, and she was so like, as if she knew me for like forever. She's like, oh, look at you, that nice dress, and how nice you pair it with your bag. I'm going for the
Oh,
European elections. So
oh, it's
I don't
nice.
know, for some reason, I feel like looking pretty, or pretty, like, prettier.
Mm.
Pick someone that you genuinely feel like there is something
Yeah. No, I
nice.
understand that.
Not just to make someone feel better, because, I mean, I don't know.
Don't auto compliment people
No,
just to have
it-
a
yeah.
conversation going. Be genuinely with your conversation.
But do
I
it in English.
I
Yeah.
have a story for you. So
Please.
it I don't know if I should share it with everyone else. It's a little embarrassing. So I go for my morning walks, right? Um, so in my morning walks, there is always when the grass. So you have a nice patch of green land. So the grass sometimes grows higher and grows. It needs to be cut. So there are gardeners who goes and cuts the grass and everything, and then they when when they cut the grass, they have to be they're using a very high machine. So when you
Yeah,
walk
literally,
past, yeah, when you walk past
just
him,
cutting
they yeah. So I
machine.
always alert them that like when I'm walking past, I'll alert them, excuse me, like or just like, hey, like I'm passing, okay,
I'm
I
not
just
here
do
to
that.
disturb. I'm just
Yeah, yeah, I'm not
minding.
here to. Then he stops the machine, and then you walk past, and then again he restarts and does his grass cutting. So in one of these instances when I was walking past, so people were walking past, he stopped the machine, and then when I was walking past, I just said, just sorry, just like I did like that and smiled at him. All right. Then he continued going on with his grass. So the next time when I was doing my second round, he's immediately
Maybe
he
he thought you're
stops,
just like
and then
using
he
that
just
time
like
to be around.
yeah, he smiled at me and I was like, okay, what impression did I give to him? I was just smiling and, being friendly and courteous and
Polite.
polite, exactly. And this guy goes, and it's not just that day it happened. The next day, whenever I see him, one time I saw him just waiting there or at the corner there because he knows I was going to go there past that area. He just waited just to give me that same smile. And I was like, okay, this is so weird. I was being polite and I was just like, hello, sorry, just stop your machine for a while. I just want to pass. But here I got a different kind of result. Like he started smiling at me. Don't just simply smile at people. So now whenever I'm walking, I make sure if that person is there, I just look down or look side or just pretend this person is not there.
Not see anything. I cannot hear anything. Oh.
Oh God. Okay. Coming back to NLP, coming back to he also says, my God, you know what? In this book, I highlighted a lot of points, by the way.
But
Mentions about
actually, sorry, before we jump into that, because okay, I asked you this question and I really liked your story and your insight, and but I want to link another question to this, if you don't mind.
right.
So we're thinking about the mindset and the controlled mindset. Yeah, we don't just go with the flow, right? Like
Mhm.
what you cannot control, it controls you in a way, right? According to to Anthony Robbins, okay, um, anyone can be successful if they have this internal communication first of all, and yeah, so it's not about opportunities, it's not about the family where you're growing, it's not. So what do you think, because it made me think, and I want to hear your perspective maybe. Do you think people It's really a mindset. Everything it's a mindset. It's all about mindset when you want to achieve something, or just some people have better opportunities. What's your what? How do you see things?
I think both, because they have already uh, adjusted their mind to receive this type of opportunities, this type of
Wow, that's their mind to receive.
because you only achieve good opportunities when your mind is uh, frequency is already in line with the success frequency, when you've already adjusted your belief, already adjusted your neurons to success. I feel then only you are open to these type of opportunities. To answer your question, I feel that it's both. It's they
Like,
think differently, and because of they think differently, they know that they are actually successful. But you don't have to be like them. You have to change your pathway, believe that you are somebody who will achieve a great opportunity, will become successful. It's how you put it into thoughts. And as the program NLP goes, is something that everyone, if you want to change your life, you should take NLP program. It's
and I think there are also like movies and books about it. How even people that used to live on the street, right,
Mhm.
became successful. Like this idea of information reaching you when you are literally in the street, let's say. Okay. Yes, you're right. I think you have to also have a little bit of opportunity. You have to have a little bit of chance that this information will reach you somehow. Because let's say you're just a homeless in the street and um, nobody, there is nobody to teach you anything. There is nobody to open your mind, right?
yeah.
You cannot afford books. Let's say, let's not say maybe you don't even, you're illiterate, or maybe you don't even, we cannot assume that people who are on the street, right?
Correct.
Um,
Yeah, true.
I'm connecting it a little bit with the access to information, no?
Right. Wow,
Because
beautiful. Yeah. No, I
it's a
understand.
commodity. Like the first chapter is called the commodity
The kings.
of the kings.
Yeah. In like you said, no, commodity of kings is the knowledge in today's day and age. And it's just that how does this information come to you? How does
Yeah.
this, and when you are already, when you know at least one, two successful people, you want to, you feel that you can copy them. If you feel that you can copy them, that means you know that you're already on the path of becoming successful.
Mm.
I was wondering, like, is there any person who has copied, like, have you also maybe copied a certain characteristic that you have imprinted it to yourself, and it changed something in you, or it changed something in how a person, other person looks at you?
Look, if you think about it, even we do this with our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, are we the first people to do podcasts? No.
No, of course not.
So I think
Mhm.
we are doing this without really noticing or realizing, or like we just think like, okay, we also have something to say, we also have something to share. Let's do it. It's not about competition, it's not about wanting to be like someone,
Yeah,
but the concept, if you think about it, you we got the concept. Two people are talking, okay, recording, um, setting up topics, and
you just
so
made me realize, yeah, we are kind of mimicking.
another thing that is crossing my mind now. I think I'm doing that a lot with food recipes.
Okay.
I always like to take one that
Mm-hmm.
I like, right? So it's a model. It's right.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
something
model,
creative.
exactly. Yeah, it's
Let's
a
say
mimicking.
pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza. Let's
Mhm.
take the like a very famous
That's a
thing.
good point.
I like if I do my homemade pizza, I will always do it my way. Like I will always okay. I copy the model, right?
Mhm.
It's not
Yeah.
the best comparison, but this is what crosses my mind now. At some point, and I'm still really into healthy lifestyle and eating healthy. So at some point, I really wanted to to dive deeper into the nutrition field. I felt so creative at the time and so ready and so prepared to actually open my own like page and like
Mm-hmm.
to speak about it. And so I was creating so many recipes, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not right to say I was creating because those ingredients exist already. The concept of smoothie or salad exists,
Yeah.
but you know that no, I made this in my kitchen according to
Mm-hmm.
my own mind,
Fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Play
I
around with
think
the ingredients and then achieve your own. And I'm sure then you feel that I've achieved something of my own.
yes, because it's you put your touch, you put your right in
Yeah.
it. But sometimes I'm simply open the fridge and I'm like, okay, I cannot eat gluten. Let's say I cannot eat dairy. I have this. Oh, some leftover potatoes, whatever. So it happened.
Wonderful. That's how you're supposed to make a difference. By making a difference, you made a difference.
Of course, we have our expectation, our goals. So maybe my goal today was just to have like a non-dairy, non-gluten
Yeah,
nutritious meal. So I had it.
that's good.
Yeah,
Little by little, you do make a difference in your family, in your own life. I think a lot of things can be connected into our lives in this chapter
exactly. That's what
also.
we're trying to do here.
Small, small changes makes a difference in your life.
I completely
Um,
agree.
so he mentions about doors, okay? He says fundamental
It's a
ingredient
form
that
of expressing.
yeah. So this people there are people he mentioned that is called Bandler and Grinder. They found that there are three fundamental ingredients that must be duplicated in order to reproduce any form of human excellence. And then
Well,
the first one, he said, picture them as three doors that leads up to spectacular, three doors leading up to spectacular banquet hall. Okay, so imagine a banquet hall and there are three doors. First door represents the person's belief system, what the person's belief, what he thinks is possible or impossible, to a
yeah.
great extent determine what he can or he cannot do. We covered this in the first, obviously, the belief
Or the
system.
nervous system and internal communication and
Yeah. And then he also says,
creative
so if you can
discipline.
model a person's belief system, you've taken the first step towards acting as he does. And then this one, he goes more into chapter four. He speaks more about belief system in chapter four. Second
Oh,
door is must be open is a person's mental syntax.
yeah, not the new
Personal
concept
mental
for us.
syntax. He says mental syntax is the way of people, the way people organize their thoughts. Do you have anything to say on this organizing thoughts?
I think this book really works in mysterious ways. The more we read and the more, yes, it seems like we say the same thing in the different ways, but this is actually good because to master something, you have to repeat it and you have to maybe hear it multiple times. Um, Yesterday, I didn't have a great day, like in terms of energy. I woke up not so energetic.
We are women. We are allowed to have days of days.
Yes,
You're allowed to have.
yes,
Okay, continue.
I I agree. So, having in mind these days, like all these concepts of how you carry yourself, how you dress up,
Oh, okay,
what do
wow.
you eat? Because at some point he's even eating, what do you eat? So be like disciplined in your everything as much as you can.
This
I
is the
agree that sometimes we're so tired that we just want to relax. But even when we want to relax, I liked what you said that even when you relax, like do it fully, like say it, like don't feel guilty, like you know, because this
I
I
said that.
think
Wow, I'm so
yeah, you
profound.
said that tell yourself I'm going to rest, I need this time, I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this time of resting.
Okay, I remember now.
Like awareness, always awareness and model your thoughts.
Model.
It was just a day, as you said, we are girls, and some days it's like that. So it's really it's really important to understand, even if you feel good or bad, to understand and to analyze a little bit. Okay, what do I feel now? What's something that can make me feel good? Is it better to stay in this state or and just don't give a damn about my day?
Mm-hmm.
Or should I just do small steps and feel better? Maybe open the window, and
Yeah.
look
Change your
outside,
mind.
like let some air come in or anything, do something.
That's the thing. When you said that we have two choices, one good or bad, that's how you are communicating with yourself. Keep this up, keep this going. You will become a different sort of person. We are coming now to the third door. That so your what you did earlier was your mental syntax. You organize your thoughts in such a way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm having. Okay, this is the brunch. I'm having a bad day. What do I do? What type of coffee do I want? What
What do
do I
I
do?
eat? What do I drink?
What
Because
do I
I
drink?
might
What
eat
do I
something
eat?
that will make me feel good in the moment,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
overall, in 3 years, in 2 years, in 1 week, it's not good for my blood
It's not
sugar,
good
for
for
my whatever.
very good.
So,
True. So, and coming to the third door, where he mentions that the mind and body are totally linked. The way you use your physiology, I think this is also one part that you know, the way you breathe and hold your body, your posture, facial expressions, and the nature and quality of your movements all actually determines what state you are in. It says the way you use your physiology, the way you breathe and hold your body. So, I mean, something
yeah,
that
it's
you can
like
change.
body and mind are always connected, right? They are
Mhm.
indestructibly, is it like this? This is the word because I'm reading in Romanian.
Mhm.
Connected.
Yes, connected. Correct. Correct. Yes. So we are model, and then he says we are modeling all the time. How does a child learn to speak? How does a young athlete learn from an older one? How does an aspiring businessman decide to structure his company? Here's a simple modeling example from the business world. And to succeed in business is to find something that works in one city and do the same thing somewhere else before the lag time is up. Basically, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste,
Copy the basic and
copy the
make it
paste.
your own, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see,
Very.
what's the basic of a podcast? Two people talking, right? Or three people talking. That's
Mm-hmm.
the basic. The way you want to make it, you make it. Copy the principles, paste the principles, because you want to stay within the concept of a podcast. Otherwise, it will not be a podcast.
Yeah.
But just,
So we are also modeling. Modeling is not new. Modeling is something that everyone has. Every child modeled the world around him.
oh,
It
yes.
says over here.
I have so many examples of that.
And
Oh.
we pick up random bits and pieces from person and like other people, and we use that, and you know that becomes us then. We because we are modeling the people around us.
So yeah, I believe like the takeaway of this chapter is that uh, the difference between successful and unsuccessful people, and no matter what success means for you, we don't always think about like millionaires or like no, we talk about whatever success represents for each and every
Everyone.
of us. Observe yourself, your emotional state, your thoughts. Be organized, be disciplined, and in the end, you will see results. Your
Yes.
success doesn't is not what the final result. When you go to bed in the evening, you say, okay, are whatever I did today was in line with who I want to become.
Wow. That's really good.
But don't do it today and Wednesday and Friday after we have a saying in Romania, uh, Tuesday after Easter or something like that.
Oh,
Do
okay.
it.
Amazing. There's always something good in these chapters, something hidden, something more deeper. Like when you read between the lines, there's always something deeper to go into, to reflect it with our experience, our own life. Anyway, so here we are already sharing our thoughts with you about chapter two. Again, we are not being paid. We just love the book. Nicole, thank you so much again for gifting
You
me
don't
this
have to buy
wonderful
it,
book.
just listen to us. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony. In case you ever hear or see that.
All
Tony.
right.
Oh, I even call him Tony. As if we are friends,
As if
Tony.
we
Calls,
yourself,
he
Tony,
might,
not
I think he calls himself Tony. So
Tony.
like,
Yeah, yeah. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, hopefully you learned something, a little bit of what you have watched today, everyone. Me and Nicole are always here to enjoy the talk among ourselves. And of course, you can always speak with us, drop
join.
a comment,
You can
or
always join.
you can just drop a comment and we'll let you join our conversation. So thank you so much for listening in. Take care. See you on the next podcast, which I think we'll be discussing on a different topic, probably a different chapter. We'll see. How do we come back?
Stay consistent. Keep watching us.
Yes. Bye.